This is Rashad with John Carbar Academy. Here I have Maxime from Ecotrade Group. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm just fine. I'm just fine. Everybody wants to know about, your popular app that you guys have that's on the Google Play Store, and people can search, catalytic converter numbers based on serial numbers and get pricing tools and things like that. Just had a couple questions I wanted to ask you this morning about your app and just kind of dive in.
Okay, sure. Let's do
Okay,
it.
cool. Yeah, I was saying, can you tell us a little bit about your app and how it helps clients sell their catalytic converters more efficiently?
Yeah, so basically what we provide at Ecotrade Group is a pricing guide for
Mm-hmm.
a used automotive catalyst. So we have a large database of over 20,000 catalysts, and the users is able to identify which catalyst it comes from regarding a database, or you
Mm-hmm.
can identify it with the serial number, and therefore you can get the recycling value and know how much does it worth, how much
Wow.
is it worth.
Wow. How did y'all amass so many numbers? I mean, catalyst numbers, that's 20,000. That's a lot.
So basically we've been recycling scrap catalysts in Southeast Asia for over 20 years. So we've
Wow.
compiled a large amount of data through the years, and we have also some special process in our laboratory where we analyze every single catalyst that we do not have in our database,
Right.
and we also even the same references every 2 or 3 years to make sure that we are always we always have the right data, and we always recycle material at the right value.
Okay. Okay. That's great to know. Great information. So what inspired you to create the app, and what are some of the key features that users find most helpful?
So I think we've released the first version of the app
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago now, 6 years ago maybe. At this time, there was only a few catalogs available on the market, and
Mm-hmm.
the key players wouldn't disclose this information publicly. So they would give the catalog to their suppliers only. And we felt at this time that there was a need in the market for more transparency, and we already had like a large database of data of analysis, but this was like in kind of in Excel sheets, things like that, and we started to develop a web application, and it turned into a mobile application quickly because this is of course more convenient when we collect on the market.
Right. Yeah, Eco app is very popular in the United States, and great pricing app, great resource tool, very competitive when you're dealing with core buyers. And it helps clients also price their converters the right way. So if you're dealing with a core buyer, you won't not necessarily know what it's paying. You also get a baseline price of what the app is paying. So it's very educational pricing tools you guys do have. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Actually, we at Ecotrade we collect material mostly in Southeast Asia. So
Hmm.
the company was founded by a French entrepreneur, Valérie Hamlet, like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So we have a factory in Thailand, Malaysia, and Cambodia. We have 3 factories.
Okay.
We collect domestically and also import material from Africa, Middle East, Australia, Asia,
Mhm.
but also from South America. We do not operate in the US, but
Right.
we have a database of US catalysts. So the
Okay.
information that we provide on the app is still accurate in that sense, and we also receive US car in Asia. So fortunately we can fill the gap in the market for US catalysts.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Great. How do you ensure that pricing is competitive in different markets that you operate in?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Actually, the price, the value, let's say, of a catalyst depends on the very on many factors.
Hmm.
Of course, when we are talking about the recycling value, it's the content of precious metal in the catalyst. So that precious metal, platinum, palladium, and rhodium, has been coated by the manufacturer,
Mm-hmm.
and the manufacturer has to comply with the regulation that can be different in the US, in Europe, in Asia. And this amount of platinum group metals may differ from the territory. So we have in our database different analysis on different catalysts from different territories.
Mm-hmm.
So it can differ based on the regulation. It can differ, of course, based on the engine. For instance, diesel vehicles may contain may be driven with platinum content, whereas gasoline vehicles may have like more palladium and a fair amount of platinum too.
Right.
So it depends on many factors actually.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And then what steps does Eco Group take to ensure catalytic converters are properly recycled and disposed of in an environmental friendly way?
Well, so as I was saying previously, we have 3 factories in Southeast Asia.
Right.
So we have registered licenses and all the authorization from the authorities to buy and to process this material. And we have to comply also with a certain amount of regulations. Also, we have a strong KYC. We have strong KYC process. We do not buy from anybody. We do not do any cash payment. So every material that we purchase, we do it by bank transfer. And we when we deal with large suppliers, we make sure that we are dealing with legit collectors, legit companies. This is we have like different practices that we stick to.
Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know. Yeah, I had another question for you, Maxime. What are the most common misconception issues that people have about catalytic converters, and how does it work and educate, people that are using your app?
Not every catalyst contains precious metal. So some catalysts do not contain precious metal, especially the aftermarket, like when the catalyst had to be changed. Also, it doesn't mean that the catalyst is big, so it will contain more precious metal. Sometimes you have small catalysts that contain more precious metal than big ones.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's two good ones. But,
yeah.
Also, when a car is getting old, it doesn't necessarily mean that there will be less PGM.
Right.
You can have as much precious metal in an old car catalyst than in a brand new car.
And how has the market evolved over time, and what trends, are emerging in the industry as far as, equipment, pricing, and things like that?
Okay, I think there are many things. Firstly, there has been like the collectors and the recyclers have been more and more educated, and even the sellers, even the waste generators, the garages and the scrap yards. And at first, especially in the US, there was a way of buying using categories. I think at the very beginning, maybe there would be 3 categories: the big one, the middle one, and the small one, and there would be 3 prices. And within time, it became to maybe like 20 categories, and then 80 categories: the XL, the XXL, the medium, the Toyota medium, the Toyota small, etc. And nowadays the market has been more about by serial number. So what we provide, the service that we provide, that's to say a comprehensive catalog where you can identify the catalyst that you need to recycle using its serial number, its reference. And as such, you make sure that you are getting paid, or you are paying for the exact value of the material, for the exact value of the precious metal that is inside the catalyst.
Okay. So what's the difference?
That is one.
Okay.
Sorry
about that. Yeah. So what's the difference between diesel catalytic converters and domestic catalytic converters? Off your Toyotas and your Fords and things like that.
It depends on the engine of the car. So potentially a very polluting engine may require more platinum group metal, so more precious metal in the catalyst because the precious metal are used to prevent dioxide emissions from the exhaust system, right? To reduce at least the harmful emissions. So you can find foreign material with higher PGM content or than domestic material, and the other way around is true also. I mean, can be true. So it's mainly about the regulations and the engine, the size of the engine, and yeah.
And what about the initiative with the EV vehicles, and how would that affect the catalyst market moving forward in the near future?
So actually, EV vehicles do not require any precious metal, because it's already a clean energy, and I mean it requires actually it doesn't require platinum group metals. It does require precious metal such as lithium, cobalt, things like that. But they are not linked to the platinum group metal industry. So these vehicles, of course, as soon as it take over the streets, but it will have to take time. So maybe within 15-20 years, our industry may be disrupted, and it will also depend on the demand for platinum group metal. So if the demand remain steady or at this level,
right,
we can expect the supply to be and the price of the material to be the same, at least for 15-20 years.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. So what sets Eco Group apart from other catalytic converter buyers, and how do you continue to evolve as a company and services to your clients, to better your clients? I'm sorry.
Well, by providing this mobile application, we believe in transparency. So we do not offer, we do not make an offer blindly when we buy material in bulk, or when we do large purchases. We use our catalog ourselves to buy material. We believe it's important, and we believe that educating also our suppliers is important, empowering them with the best practice, and the best technical knowledge is something that we do matter.
Okay, great. And what do you see the market in the next 2 years, as far as the demand and skyrocketing, or kind of staying at the level it's at, and what the price of platinum and palladium and rhodium is trading at right now?
Yeah, it's really a bit in the air, because there are some major drivers, such as all the geopolitical drivers, like the war in Russia, like wars in other parts of the world, right. With the semiconductor, like the conflict in Japan, for instance, in the Sea of Japan. Sorry, all of this can play a significant role in the supply for platinum group metals, and for the demand. It will also depend on how the market in China is driven, because to drive platinum group metal to the top, there need to be manufacturers to buy precious metal. So if it depends if the transition to EV vehicle is quick or not that quick. So to summarize, for the next 2-3 years, it's extremely hard to forecast how is it gonna be. The only thing that we feel is that platinum may rise more than palladium, because the manufacturers have already swapped platinum and platinum and palladium in their recipe to make new catalysts. So potentially this is something that we may see.
Okay, cool. Do you see a lot of suppliers currently right now holding because of the market?
Yes, we feel that they've been holding for the last 2 months, and now that the PGM prices have risen a little bit in the last 2 weeks, we've received a lot of material in the last 2 weeks for recycling. So and now since yesterday, I believe it's going down again. So it's
hey, welcome to
yeah.
the real world. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Well, Maxime, this has been great. Definitely appreciate you hopping on with Junk Car Buyer Academy USA. And this is Maxime, Ecotrade Group. And you can definitely go to our website, check out the app, download it, and get great pricing tools. And I look forward to having you on again for another interview.
Thank you very much. I appreciate sharing this with you. And if you have any interest about the app, it's on the Apple Store or Google Play.
Okay, great. Is it you said the Apple Play Store and Android?
Yeah, and Google Play. So the App Store and Google Play. EcoCat app. Normally, it should come up first if you type EcoCat.
Okay, that's great. Hey, you guys heard it first. It's Maxime, Ecotrade Group, and it's Rashad, Junk Car Buyer Academy. Thanks again, Maxime.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, bye-bye.